say a Danny Kwame say or Mobeji say the budget are called Parliament. Ama omo approve it sa budget no. Na sa budget no omo program loans wo mo, omo project loans wo mo. Na about 21 billion say afiwe 2023 omo ebeji. Na basically no we no program loans before COVID, we call the agri sector, the health sector, and other places like for our financial development reporting system in terms of the public finance management and all that. And we can say based on the budget that has been presented. Nothing outside of the budget, which is outside the budget. But where you're finding a bit of a challenge, and I may say, you're finding a bit of a challenge, and I say why you program cry now? We program not just say within around February, March, you would have gotten an IMF deal. This is the situation we find ourselves in. Say IMF deal, it doesn't look, we don't see it in sight. Anti anka obesisa wonsano kakra ana uko jisike bia ubehwe se sasika no nia odi be ye no in terms of program odi be ye no infaso beba ho a ebetumi eno atua ne ho ka. Because the issue I wo krom ha no say loans no ye gia ye nhwe say loan na kasa no adwuma obeba be di no sa adwuma no de mfaso beba ama sa mfaso no ya timobi e di atuaka. But most of the loans no ye di ba say the kwa ye di be ye no to say COVID nyama ya ye di be abeye emergency whatever ye di ba be ye no. Saying yes, we will demand dollars to import those same items, then we will have to print more currency to be issued for the execution of Nia Babeyeno. And that gives us more in terms of supply of money in the system. And non heightened inflation. Heightened inflation, inflation, I rise a cost no so no. But dabi beba say salo no yensan service loan no na yensan triane principal no na sada no do a the pressure abet to sa currency na do na odi a share adwanom na afedie beba no say odi ubesisa cedis bebre the akosisa dollar kitwe bi na eno na edi pressure abet to yeso enea ye per debt exchange program yi ayeno na ye debt exchange program ayegu so ayeno ensi ni pe na ye sa egibium na nya egi no dodro na meme hu no se infoso papa bia emba ho ena finance ministry no so a odi anim okogi sa sika no so no ontumi nche infoso a beba ho ena se ye di $710 million you share your current sustainability analysis no more, how we look like going forward. Now these facilities are will not be part of our debt restructure, which means say see any space no crown. We found a need to go out there and continue borrowing. In any case, the indication is say this government is prepared to borrow more, even where we find ourselves, because your budget in kwano say sika yebenya any sika yebese no sika yebese no chen yebenya no by about 61 billion, and as sika no we have not been able to finance it. The amortization, if we do not reschedule and now say a debt exchange program and CPR, we are looking at some 23 billion say in terms of debt amortization. At the same time, we were about 58 billion to service in terms of interest. About 14 billion. And no CPR, and so we found a need to borrow. I thought, say, yes, although your program no say we could have waited on it and make sure, say, we have actually created the space needed for us to go ahead and borrow further. It's not what politicians are saying. I don't believe, say, yes, politics will decide the flow of capital, but politics cannot decide some of these things, and most of it politics cannot decide. At the end of the day, if you say can say the program will not be successful. IMF will not come and sustain an unsustainable economy. And the embassy, IMF on here, it is not part of its mandate. Say obeyesa, almost no omumra sure say ma omunye sa. And to say omudi omusika beba so mudi. Now say you have to return to sustainable levels. And sana omudi omuabe shem. Na sisiano one, your debt restructuring on the local markets are failing. Yes. We sought to restructure about 134 billion. We ended up targeting 94 and subsequently got around 82 billion debt restructure, which means that we got like 60% of what we are looking for. So, and that means on the local front, we have failed in terms of the debt exchange program. Now, Sisiano, where we would have to look at is the 2030 Eurobond that needed to be restructured as part of the debt exchange program. And now, even with that, you need the IMF to guarantee us over 500 million. And it is not programmed. It's part of say should be sustainable. Yes, we needed to raise as a country another quarter of a billion as a country, which means what the IMF is telling you invariably, you still have to raise more taxes internally. This is a government that wants to satisfy whatever the IMF or the World Bank is suggesting and proposing to them. And yet, say, buying or not dream, and now or a certain orientation or feel say, orientation no better me a boy, or the no one share baby, or no, or near no or the bekasa. Yes, I must say, yeah, and say, on gusu na onka. Now, the sources of this DDP largely depends on, say, China and the Paris Club would come in and accept some form of restructuring. And also, because of the world politics, there is a bit of a power play. Say, you cannot decide for China. The Paris Club or the IMF cannot decide for the Chinese. And the Chinese, they are the single largest debt holders in Ghana. And also, a political issue mixed with finance issue. The tax is not there. Even what we have put out now to raise about 4 billion, it will fail. That is where and why we should speak truth to ourselves and have very honest conversations as we are doing. Almost this year, as of 2020, before COVID, and what we presented, presentee a debt sustainability analysis, IMF. Even at that time, we stated that in 2020, our debt portfolio would be around $52 billion, right? But yankasa wo yen budget mo. Yankasa wo enti introno de ya try your own tro sa, right? And we did our projection up to 2030. Now that projection has to be extended by virtue of yen DDP na ya yanopono, because it stretches over 10 years period. And you should 2020 and 2030. Any analysis say almost 20 years space.
20 years?
Yes, minimum. We should do a 20-year debt source. And say Uber projectile revenues and get it accurate and all that, because you cannot determine some of the shocks we would expect to me, and determine some of the price movements and wars and supply chain management issues that might arise going forward.
Because we are not COVID number 2.
But we don't know, right? And where we are as a nation, look, the truth of the matter, what will save us, right, is to do the one most single important thing. By reducing our expenditure from 190 million to around 100 million. It will come with a lot of pain. But that pain will not affect the capital of the Ghanaian. It would affect largely, say, a lot of infrastructure projects have to be put on hold. Right? A lot of staff that are not giving us on government payroll, that are not giving us value for money, must go home. I dare not say a buying way no nyayedi share in right in 2016 near a buying that I war the share in no say or the 14 billion wage bill a share in with revenue of 36 billion. Right now, tax revenue of 36 billion. And no share say your salaries no about to me call your revenue in terms of tax revenue more twice and 0.5 bedetry 2 times and 0.5 adetry. Anybody who understands management of any economy must know, say, you should not move your expenditure, or you should not grow your expenditure faster than you grow your revenue. National Ayabani has been able to grow your expenditure faster than we have been able to grow our revenue. And Usha, from somewhere around 40 billion, 40, because back then we were financing fiscal deficit around 6 billion. The West, I think, under Mohammed's administration was, I think, 9. Ever since, we have financed 16, 17, and then we have financed over 60 billion fiscal deficit. Sasikano, the deficit we have financed over the years, a DNA discount, a year, in Faswa Ben Abahu. So if you found the need to grow your expenditure faster, you must have done it because himself Faswa Papa Bibepam. Now Udi accelerated the growth of your revenue. But when your revenue growth is that slow, but you develop the appetite to grow your expenditure levels faster, and the situation that has brought us here today. Now, we will have to bite the bullet, and we have to do it now. Say you see a chema buying for abayeni say a fata. Look, it will take us an extended period to correct the fissures of our economy.
Forget about Chinese force, you do come on betting which they say Ghana, the Benyasas.
What to amena of what to amena well physical policy no more. What to amena of 64 billion. What the $3 billion ebe tumo unyashi. Oti hono sono. Okita about 23 billion amenabia and also daho and also no odisa 3 billion no tumwa and kosi baby I mean you can judge for yourself. Well, immediately you would have to advise government must hit the road with labor and start negotiating with labor. Look, say a company be collapse na adwuma for a woman omunyomo aketia de ebinum coffee my create space, and that space the body at the pepe bi ama ye chrono and now your company no aside na hopiuma. I think we can come to an agreement with labor and let labor understand say ye funso as government ye funso no dada nenso omano eni kwan say ye manebo. We will have to get it back to its feet. Now Mutiasi, now we are able to remove about 15 billion every 44 billion now. Edda Hose Ebetriama Jumaya for now. I think say Ebebua are providing a lot of space. Mika Jumaya for and government engaging labor. I think Minkah say yen sure be enim keke na yen kanchen say coffee. Then so we have a lot of essential services and people working there. They are providing us efficient labor. They were being sure they are not providing us efficient labor in the government space, right? Government expenditure has to go down drastically by reducing goods and services by 50%. And also Bebuaye Kakra with a savings of about 8 billion thereabout. Then we would also have to look at our debt restructuring again. Papa, right? When you want the support of people, right, you first have to bite the bullet. Now, if you hold everybody hostage, now can say the two asiusu, that's not the right way to go. Now, our confidence in the market have gone very down. It is over 20%. Either two, we have the confidence level was around 1%. Then now, not being confident of this economy now, as from 1 and less than 1% have shot up to about 20%. I can show you the graphs. All this, after making all these savings, I think we should be back to around 100 billion expenditure level. If we can hold this 100 billion expenditure level to only go up by 2 to 5% year on year for 3 years, I bet to me a lot of space that our DDE program, right, can fully be. I bet to me I started recovering fully around 3 years time. where we are able to service our debt like before, not even nasasika na yɛde bɛnya no. I think it is appropriate say yɛde bɛyɛ nyama ɛde mfasoɔ ɛbɛba ho. One of these the things are that we must actually ensure this country food security, and so we must really put money in the agric sector and use our own resources. Na yɛngyae saa fertilizer yɛkɔtɔ a yɛapadi sikana yɛtete bi free kyɛn a yɛdi no. Ghana sika ɛne yɛ brɛ ne nyinaa ɛhyɛ nkurɔfoɔ bɔtɔm ɛwɔ kurom ha. Ɛhyɛ nkurɔfoɔ bɔtɔm. You see, let's be honest. This is a country that we all find ourselves in here. I enjoy this country. I spend 1 week there. And I think let's do the need. And yet, rocket science. We really have to slow and reduce expenditure. And whatever it takes to do, let's do it now. Let us not pretend, say, we can go on doing the same things and we will achieve a different results. What we are doing is we are plunging the future into more critical situation and yet the best for our future.